What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing something kind of messy, and that is we will be working on the transmission for the Cadillac. So about 6 months ago, I was driving this car to work. Actually, I was driving home from work, and the car decided to not accelerate, do something really weird or whatever, got off the exit, and it would accelerate, but it wouldn't get past first gear. So I did some homework. I chatted with some people on a Facebook group for Cadillac Allantes, and they're like, it's a shift solenoid. It's actually probably both. And they were not too expensive. It comes with everything I pretty much need, right? So it's got the little filter, which is really nice. And then the two shift solenoids essentially come in the box. It still is a very messy job. So I'm gonna try to record as much as I can, but I'm not trying to get freaking grease and crap all over my camera. So I will be stopping every once in a while in this video to show you the progress and where I'm at and any weird things. I'm following along a video from years and years and years ago. They actually made this transmission up until probably the 2000s in like DeVille's and Seville's and stuff like that. So that's why parts still exist for it. I'm gonna do the best I can to show you as I go along, but I like my camera. I don't want grease all over it, so. You guys probably didn't need to know that. All right, so the transmission, right? These cars are front wheel drive, which is kind of unfortunate. So transmission is right there. Luckily, there's a really easy way to add transmission fluid right there. That's also the dipstick. But to drain the transmission fluid, unfortunately, the whole pan has to come out. And so the pan is actually that weird L-shaped thing right there. I bought a bin to try to catch as much of it as possible. I still didn't buy a big enough one, so I went ahead and put some cardboard down. But yeah, that's the pan right there. That's what I'll be removing. And inside it, you will be able to see both solenoids. I broke loose only half of the bolts, just so it'll drain in one specific area. And it's working so far, so. But it's filling up nicely. It's not getting too much on the floor, which is really nice. So that was my big concern. All right, so once that's completely drained out for the most part, I'm gonna go ahead and take the pan completely off and take the whole unit out so you can see what I'm actually doing. So let's do this, man. So far, so good. Okay, so I have the valve body out. It took about an hour, so not too terrible. What you're really waiting on is all of the freaking fluid to just, you know, drain out as much as possible without you making a mess. So I didn't realize how much is in there. There's actually probably a good 6 quarts maybe, so I might not have enough. So I might have to run to the store and grab some. The next step is, I believe I have to flip this whole thing over because here are the 2 solenoids that are preventing me from, oh yeah, this one's broken. Yeah, it's cracked right there. That makes sense why I won't shift into any gears anymore. Okay. All right, that's probably the one that goes from like first to second. So yeah, this one's actually okay, but yeah, that's busted. That makes sense. Okay, sweet. We're gonna go ahead and remove both of these and install the new ones and go from there. However, these are actually visible from the bottom of the car when you remove the pan. But if I'm not mistaken, if I flip this over, let's see here. Let me try to flip this the easiest way possible. I'm very nervous about these things because I don't like automatic transmissions. Let's see. I think the clip is internally there somewhere, so I actually have to remove the top of this valve body. Let me put it back down. I have to watch the video again, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to remove every single one of these bolts, lift this thing up so I can actually pull these guys out, pop the new ones in, put it back in the car, and call it a day. So let's go ahead and take this whole thing apart. This is the part that makes me nervous because I believe in between all the little weird little channels and stuff, there are a couple like ball bearing sized balls, like pretty large ones that have to be in specific spots. So I have to be really careful. So let's go ahead and get this whole thing done here. Okay, so I forgot to mention this as well, but the reason why this is broken is because right here is actually where the filter is, right here, this little area. So I'm pretty sure when there's like too much pressure, it pushes the filter out, which if you notice right here, it's really, sorry, the freaking thing, but if you notice right here, it's really close to it. So if it pops out enough, it'll bend this solenoid and it's pretty much done. So they finally discovered that years and years later and decided to create this little bracket. And so what this bracket does is it actually sits right there, kind of like that, and it holds this little filter in place so it doesn't push out against the solenoid and break it. So essentially that's just a flaw from Cadillac from a long time ago. So now it should be fixed for the future. You know, these are parts that just do wear out over time, but yeah, this should prevent that anyways. So the car has about 120-ish thousand miles. If I can get another 100,000 miles before this happens again, I'm good. Probably won't keep it that long anyways, but I just want the car back up and running because it is summertime coming up and I want to get the car painted and just want to cruise in it and lower it and all that stuff. So, but this is hindering me from going any further. So right here, we're going to go ahead and take this all apart. And yeah, look at this, dude. Yeah, that's obviously freaking busted, man. That's definitely not going to let me freaking shift gears. If I haven't messed up anything yet, I probably won't mess up anything at this point. If I do it this way, then all of these like little, I think they're called check balls or some crap like that, they all stay exactly where they're supposed to be. Nope, that one didn't. Nope, that one did not go where it was supposed to go. Look at how insane that looks, man. Just to freaking change gears. That's why I freaking like manual transmissions, man, honestly. They put the clip completely inside for no reason. There it is. So this will be flipped in just like that. It popped completely out. But yeah, this will be flipped on the other way, so I don't have to worry about it if I ever need to replace it ever again. Dang, yeah, that's just completely busted. All right, so let me look to see if there's a difference between the left and the right one. I really don't know, to be honest, guys. So we're gonna find out together. Yeah, so the part numbers are exactly identical, so it doesn't matter which one goes on which side. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these bad boys back in. But I think I also go ahead and might be easier just to do the filter. Wow, that filter came out way easier than expected. There's that little filter right there. So, if I'm not mistaken, I can go ahead and just put this whole thing back in place, and then I can actually put everything else back together, and that's kind of the plan. See, if you notice here, like, it's just, there's a hole that goes all the way across, but they put the freaking thing from the backside. Like, come on, guys. There's not enough space for me to be able to slide this back in place. No, there isn't. So, yeah, the video I watched was right. I am going to have to remove this thing as well, so I'll go ahead and knock this thing out. I've never done this kind of work before. You guys in here for a treat right now, man. You guys are in for a treat. Will the transmission work after this? Stick around. I went ahead and skipped over, kind of paused the video for a little while because I got really nervous because, yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to mess up the transmission, you know what I mean? So I put everything back together. Everything's nice and tight. So the clips are now right here. So this would still have to come out of the transmission, but I wouldn't have to take the whole thing freaking apart, you know what I mean? So the clips are here. The new solenoids are now in place. This little bracket is now in place to hold the filter in place so it doesn't pop out and break this one. I'm pretty sure these are probably the originals, so, you know, 31 years later, yeah, it's gonna happen. So yeah, not too bad. Everything looks really nice, man. So whoever owned the car before my dad, or even people before that, because I never checked the history, they at least like took care of it as much as they could. They just didn't take care of the outside, which just looks like crap. But transmission on the inside looks really nice, man. Nothing's burnt. Like, it looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in the car. It's been a couple hours since that last clip. I got to the last step, and that's to put the pan back on. And I was not wild about the gasket. So it doesn't feel brittle. It definitely has been replaced, you know, at some point, because if it was from 1993, this would be brittle as hell. So it feels okay, but there are certain spots, like right here, that's just got some gunk and stuff, and right here as well. And I was like, well, for ease of mind, I'm gonna go ahead and just replace it. Luckily, there's one place in town, like within a 100-mile radius. The only one that had it was in an AutoZone. And yeah, so I got a new gasket, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in place. That way I don't have to worry about this for a while. And I also got one of these things because I lost one, and because, you know, I keep losing freaking tools and bolts and crap in engine bays. About time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pop this bad boy on here. Hopefully it lines up. Lines up perfectly. Now I can put the pan back on. Let's do it. Uh-oh. One bolt left. Oh my God. I'm kidding, this was an extra one. The bracket that holds the filter in place, it came with a little bit longer one, just so it'll also hold the bracket in place. So that's it, I'm done. I'm gonna fill up with transmission fluid. I believe there's actually 8 quarts, which makes sense why that freaking bucket filled up. So while I was out, I also grabbed some more Dex 3 transmission fluid. We're gonna top it off. We're gonna turn on the car. We're gonna make sure it's leveled off. And then we're gonna go for a drive and hope that everything went according to plan. You guys have been here long enough, you know that things never go according to plan in this freaking channel, so please let me, if I fix my transmission, that's gonna be, whew. Guys, I'm so sorry, the sun is directly behind me right now. I had to stop and correct it, but you guys didn't catch my reaction because it was probably really blown out, but it's actually working. It is legitimately working right now. Like, I don't even know what to do, man. It's shifting perfectly, and I'm so sorry about the shaky video. Dude, these cicadas are out of control. It is absolutely perfect. Everything is shifting how it's supposed to. Like, accelerating. It's smooth as hell. Yeah. Oh my God, this is so awesome, man. It is really, really smooth. I'm psyched. All right, I'm gonna get gas for my mower, and I'll be driving this for a little bit while I fix the other cars, man. There it is, man. It's back on the road. It looks hideous as hell, but I'm gonna go ahead and start taking care of some cosmetic stuff on this car. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buff all of that out to see if I can bring some of the shine back. If I only have to paint the hood and the trunk lid, that would be awesome. So I have a really nice buffer, and I'm gonna see if I can get that back as shiny as I possibly can. Maybe get some scratches out, get some of those swirls out, and just see if, you know, I can bring some of the shine back. Really, I need to paint the freaking hood. It's so bad, man. The hood and the trunk are just horrendous. And then I lower this thing on some wheels. It'll look amazing. Guys, it's back on the road. I'm so stoked, man. I needed a win, but really, Liz and I needed a win, and that was a win. We said goodbye to our last pup that we had last weekend. So this past week has been pretty tough for us, you know, trying to adjust to no longer having a dog in the house, man. Like, when we bought this house, we had, you know, 4 dogs, and, you know, in 5.5 years, we've lost 4 of them. It's a lot, man. It takes a toll emotionally. And so, you know, sometimes you just need the little wins like this, and that's a win. Like, I'm really happy that I got that car back on the road, because now I can focus on the Evos and try to get them to where I want it to be. If you guys follow me at all right now, like you noticed on my last story, like I hit the curb so hard with the white Evo that I destroyed a wheel, got it fixed, but I'll show you all that in the next video that I do for the car, because I have some suspension stuff I have to do. My arm's getting tired, this camera's heavy. But that day when that happened is the day that, you know, it was 2 days before we said goodbye to him. So I was pretty distraught, man. Like, I was ready to come home. I was ready to see him, you know, one last time, you know, just to hang out with him a couple more nights. And I just wasn't paying attention. I just slammed into the thing. So the wheel got busted. I think something's loose now in the front. I got the wheel fixed, but now I'm gonna buy a new wheel and use this one as a spare because it's not 100%. And I need some suspension stuff I got to do to it, so I'm going to order some things. So that's coming up in the next video. But yeah, it was not a good week last week, and yeah, I'm back, and regular car videos are coming. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I can't wait to get this car looking better than what it is right now, because mechanically it's ready to rock, man. Cosmetically it looks terrible. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, you're a G. I appreciate you. Peace.